After a 16-month hiatus, Windtrace has returned to Genshin Impact. Except, it's a little different now. Rather than being a game of hide and seek, it's a game of repairing devices. Or Dead by Daylight, as I keep hearing. Never actually played Dead by Daylight. With such a drastic change in the game's core objective, it's unsurprising that there are changes to its mechanics and strategies. Let's take a look at how to play the new version of Windtrace, and review some tricks to help you either capture or avoid capture. Let's begin with the Rebel side and examine those devices thoroughly, because there is a trick to them that can make the game a real headache for the hunter. When repairing a device, it will occasionally ping on the map. You might think this is really bad for the rebels. After all, your location was just broadcast to all. But in reality, it's actually really bad for the hunter, if utilized correctly. You see, these devices don't ping randomly. They can only ping twice, and they always ping at the same two values. Once when reaching 30% repaired, and again when reaching 70%. So, how does that give the rebels an advantage? Simple. It means you control part of the hunter's information. If a device pings, the hunter will likely respond. You can pull them from one side of the map to the other. You can make them go where you want. If you repair a device until 30%, then see them heading your way, you can already be at the next device by the time they get to it, leaving them scratching their head and wondering where to go next. Now, sure, there are times where the hunter won't come running, but it's not like that hurts you. It just means you get one of 4 devices repaired. With coordination, you can overwhelm them. Imagine 3 devices pinging simultaneously. What is the hunter supposed to do in that situation? Seriously, unless they are level-headed, they're screwed. This isn't the only way to overwhelm the hunter. Each device gets 2 pings. That's it. After reaching 70% in pinging, the device will never again send an alert that it's being repaired. For the hunter, an abandoned device sitting at 70% or higher is the worst possible situation. It means they now have a spot on the map they must safeguard, else the rebels score a point. Now imagine there are 2 of those, or 3. Rather than swooping in to finish repairing them, you can use this pressure to get the other devices up to 70%. Suddenly, there are multiple devices that could be repaired at any time, and the game will never alert the hunter that they are being repaired. This is the best strategy that rebels can employ. It's also something a solo player can work towards, if your fellow rebels are being unhelpful. Still, it's notable that the rebel faction demands teamwork in this version of Windtrace. One good player is unlikely to be able to win if their teammates are doing absolutely nothing, unlike in previous iterations of the event. A few more tips for rebels. 1. Always watch your minimap. This is the strongest tool in your arsenal because you can see the hunter's location. 2. Juking the hunter is much easier now that their attention is split amongst 2 objectives: capture and defend. They almost always beeline for the device, making escape easy. And if they do happen to turn towards you instead, I've often found that most hunters will quickly abandon a chase and leave the area instead of pursuing until they capture you. 3. If you're attempting to fully repair a device and get interrupted at the last moment, it can be worthwhile to retreat and hide within the vicinity. Keep yourself out of the hunter's line of sight and strike again once you have an opening. Alright, that's enough about rebels. How does one play the hunter in this new mode? 2 words: aggressively, efficiently. The hunter has multiple win options. They can 1. Defend 4 of 6 devices until the timer runs out. 2. Capture each rebel twice, for a total of 6 captures. 3. Capture rebels in a way that all rebels are simultaneously removed from play. For example, capturing 2 of the same rebels twice and then capturing the 3rd rebel once. Or capturing all rebels a single time before others can respawn. Satisfying just one of these will bring victory to the hunter. As hunter, you need to never stop moving. Not only that, you need to always be peeking each device while also keeping an eye out for rebels. It's a lot, but there's a method to the madness that can alleviate the burden. That method? Keeping track of how many times each device has pinged. Listen, I didn't say the method was going to be any less maddening. If a device pings twice, it's worth checking out. But don't become fixated on defending it. Remember, that's what the good rebels want you to do. To focus too much on one device and forsake the others. What else can the hunter do to increase their chances of victory? 1. Pick a short male character like Xiao, Razor, Goro, and Bunny Hop, Bunny Hop, Bunny Hop. This is the fastest method of movement and will see you running laps around the map. If you'd rather not be spamming jump for 90% of your playtime, then pick a tall male character like Zhongli or Diluc. They're the next fastest. 2. When you capture someone for the first time, observe the energy orb to see where they are taken. This will give you a good guess of where this rebel will go after they break free. That is, to the nearest unrepaired device. If you're feeling really cheeky, you can spawn camp them. I believe they're immune for a few seconds after going invisible upon release, but if you're observant and use sensor aura, you can track their movements and quickly recapture them after their brief immunity expires. 3. Use the newest favor ability, Unseen Pursuit. This is the strongest of the favors, and it's not even close. Remember how I mentioned the minimap is the best tool in a rebel's arsenal because they can always see the hunter's location? This ability hides the hunter from the minimap for 30 seconds. And not only that, it gives them a speed boost. But wait, there's more. It'll also mark the location of the nearest rebel. What in blazes were they thinking giving this to the hunter? 4. Use Sensor Aura. Because you know the rebels need to go to one of 6 locations, you really don't need anything pointing you towards their direction. Sensor Aura will help you very quickly swoop in and assess the situation at any device. It has absurdly low cooldown and multiple uses too. 5. Remember that the game gets easier for you when there's only 1 minute left. This is totally backwards, but yeah, the hunter gets buffed when the timer is running out, despite the fact that the hunter wins when the time runs out. It's almost like they just forgot to switch this mechanic. It made sense in the old Windtrace, but not so much here. 6. Watch your minimap. Hold up, isn't this a rebel strat? It's no longer exclusive to them. Obviously, this is to see which devices are pinging. But there's one more reason. Though a device will no longer ping once it's past 70%, it will still vanish from your map when fully repaired. This final silent ping can give you much needed info about a rebel's current location and potential next destinations. And there you have it, some tips and tricks to help you conquer the newest version of Windtrace. You might have noticed I didn't once mention disguises. Honestly, use them if you feel the need, but don't rely on them. They're often bulky and easy to pick out because of their unnatural placement. You're much better off simply maneuvering to always keep your character obstructed from the hunter's view, just like in the old Windtrace. If you found this video helpful, I'd appreciate a subscribe. Now get out there and enjoy the mode before it's gone again. Probably for another year. This is Musashi, signing off. Till next time.